5 more people have filed lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. What this is doing to his case.
And 2 middle school students were stabbed in Iowa. How police are handling the incident.
The trial for the murder of a Georgia college student has come to a close. What charges were filed?
Next, the case of 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alex Smith's murder was reopened. We have the updates.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Zelaya.
And I'm Gavin Smith.
Musician Sean Diddy Combs faces 5 new lawsuits. They include 3 from male accusers who say they were drugged and sodomized, and 2 from females who say they were assaulted at ages 17 and 18. Most of the new plaintiffs allege the incidents happened at parties Combs hosted between 2001 and 2022. The latest filings bring the total complaints against Combs to more than 30. His attorneys deny all assault accusations against him.
The Pella Police Department in Iowa is investigating a knife attack that injured 2 students at a middle school. It happened this morning in the Pella Middle School cafeteria. A teenage suspect accused in the assault was detained. The 2 victims were treated on the scene for minor injuries. School officials are crediting the girls' wrestling coach for helping defuse the situation.
We are working again to figure out what that timeline is and to learn more about the suspect's path of travel, not only when he got there, but again, hours or even days before this attack.
A judge found Jose Ibarra guilty today of murdering Laken Riley.
The prosecution and defense agreed to a bench trial for Ibarra,
which means the judge, not a jury, decided the outcome following a 4-day trial. The 26-year-old undocumented immigrant from Venezuela was in Athens, Georgia, looking for work. Authorities say Ibarra hit the nursing student in the head with a rock and strangled her on February 22nd, while she was out for a run on the University of Georgia's campus. He was found guilty on all 10 charges. Later today, the judge sentenced Ibarra to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Laken's life was not the only life taken on that day that Jose Ibarra attacked her. The life of her family and friends was taken too. None of us will ever be the same.
A story that moved the nation in 1994 is back in the headlines. Susan Smith had a parole hearing in South Carolina today, and the board denied her request, so she will stay in prison. Smith murdered her 2 sons by strapping them in her car and letting it roll into a lake. Some still remember 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alex as America's children. Smith lied when she originally claimed a man had stolen her car with the boys inside. Smith is serving a life sentence after confessing to the murders, but she was eligible for parole after 30 years. She was given the opportunity to speak in front of the parole board.
A savage winter storm called a bomb cyclone slammed into the northwestern U.S. with deadly effect yesterday night. Large parts of Washington state and Oregon were blanketed in snow and covered in a number of massive trees that smashed homes and businesses.
Authorities report at least 2 storm-related deaths.
Storm victims won't get a break before the next severe weather threat moves in. Another bomb cyclone could develop and rapidly strengthen just off the west coast on Friday. This new storm will likely be weaker than the first, but will still juice up the region's rain threat and could also usher in another round of damaging winds.
Yeah, obviously wishing safety to those affected by the storm and wishing their safety throughout this entire season, honestly.
Now let's hear from Noah with weather.
Yeah, guys, thankfully we're going to see some wintry weather around here, but nothing like what they're seeing out on the west coast. Currently outside, it is 39 degrees in Muncie. Portland, the warm spot, at 44 degrees. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen basically the entirety of the state drop at least 10 to 15 degrees. So really that cold air being reinforced, especially after that cold front moved through here. But here's the 3 things I'm tracking here tonight. Bitter cold, wind gusts tomorrow, and our first snow totals tomorrow. All of the full details coming up in my full forecast.
This year's free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, is now open to all students. But after last year's messy rollout of a new streamlined process, parents and students may be a little wary.
Karen Kafa is in Washington with a look at what parents and students should know.
Last year's rollout of a simplified free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, did not go according to plan.
The net effect was a frustration with the process, people abandoning the FAFSA altogether.
Options as they waited for financial aid offers. Before last year, the FAFSA form traditionally opened to all students on October 1st. But the Department of Education made a phased release of the FAFSA for this year amid continued beta testing. Now the form is open to all, and students are advised to start sooner rather than later. Jill DeJean, senior policy analyst at the National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators, says filing deadlines will vary among schools and scholarships.
Know what your deadlines are and make sure you're meeting them, but they will be different for every student depending on where they're applying to school and where they're from.
To get things going, students need an FSA ID, an account username and password for the FAFSA site, and applicants and their families should gather any tax, banking, and investment documents. Student aid experts hope the process will be more efficient and less frustrating this year.
What we're hoping to see this year is that full realization of what the FAFSA Simplification Act intended to do, which was to make this application shorter and easier to complete.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
The 2025-2026 FAFSA will be officially launched by December 1st. A family-owned farm has their own business. Find out.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
Welcome back. Did you know that a nearby farm sells soy candles? NewsLink Indiana's Amelia Winter traveled to Elizabethtown Farms to find out more.
From the outside looking in, right behind me looks just like your regular farm. However, right here in northern Delaware County, this farm is more than just that. Before starting the Elizabethtown Farms business, Wendy used to be a school nurse with a passion for gardening. With her nursing and farming knowledge, what once was a hobby for Wendy turned into a lifestyle and a need to give back to her community.
You know, I felt that there was a need in this area and to do that, and I've gotten really good response from it.
With her gardening skills, Wendy has been able to transform her fruits and vegetables into canning, which is another product that she offers to the community.
These are all my canned goods that I've done this year. Like I said, I've done about 600, but I've sold a bunch, and I've also given a bunch away to family and friends.
However, Wendy's main product that has kicked off her business is her candles. After doing her research, she wanted to create a safe and alternate option compared to paraffin candles. So she started making 100% natural candles without any paraffin wax.
I use 100% soy. They are phthalate free. so there's no harmful chemicals.
Although the process of creating the candles can be time-consuming, Wendy enjoys providing good quality candles without harmful ingredients to her community.
Coming up with some of the different scents and stuff, that's, you know, a little time-consuming, but it's fun. I love it. It's very relaxing.
For the future, Elizabethtown Farms plans to attend more local events in Muncie and the surrounding areas. They also plan to transform this storefront right behind me into something bigger as they keep expanding their products. In Elizabethtown, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
Elizabethtown Farms also provides classes in canning and candle making. If you're interested in more information, check out Elizabethtown Farms LLC on Facebook.com.
McDonald's has temporarily stopped selling espresso drinks at some locations in the U.S. That's because its espresso machines have been temporarily disabled due to a safety issue. Melita, the manufacturer of the $3,000 espresso machines, informed customers of a problem with the equipment. It forced McDonald's to temporarily decommission them while the issue is resolved. The exact nature of the safety issue has not been disclosed. The espresso-based drinks you can't order for now include macchiatos, americanos, iced lattes, and cappuccinos. But iced and hot brewed coffee aren't affected and remain for sale. McDonald's says it's still determining the scope of the issue, but it appears widespread.
A Texas-based skincare company is recalling some of their products because they could cause skin irritation. Drunk Elephant announced the voluntary recall for the brand's Best No. 9 Jelly Cleanser and 2 of its face creams. The Jelly Cleanser product contains a preservative that isn't listed on the ingredient list. It could cause a temporary adverse skin reaction. The creams contain ingredients not listed and are missing preservatives, which may allow microbial growth. There is a form that customers must fill out where they will receive a prepaid label to ship them back for a refund and replacement.
Our first snowfall of the season, it's on its way. All the full details coming up after the break.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. We're cooling down quite nicely across eastern Indiana tonight. If we take a look outside here, we see 39 in Muncie, 41 in Indianapolis, 37 in Lafayette, much cooler to the northwest this evening. You're taking a look outside tonight, if you're especially headed out anywhere late here. We're going to start to see those snow showers move into our region here, a low of 29 degrees with those west winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow, going to be the big weather maker for the week here. Snow showers throughout the day, a high of 33 degrees. Those winds still going to be gusting pretty high, west at 15 gusts gusting up to 30 miles an hour, and those winds are really going to stick with us throughout the next 48 hours and really provide us some much cooler air here. We take a look at speeds here. Tuesday, 2 o'clock here, 22-degree gust out of the west here, 25 up in Marion here, and those are really going to stay quite constant throughout the day, lessening just a little bit into the evening hours tomorrow, and then come right back Friday afternoon here with gusts up to 25, even 26 miles an hour from the northwest. So even without that snow threat on Friday, we're going to see some much cooler weather across most of our region here. But those wind chills are going to be quite brutal out there tomorrow morning here. You're headed out 21 degrees feels like temperature tomorrow if you're walking to any of those 8 a.m.s. And sadly, even throughout the day here, we're still going to be bitterly cold throughout most of the day. Only going to feel like 23 degrees by the time you're driving home tomorrow afternoon. So I'd recommend you bundle up, grab gloves, or a scarf, coat, anything you really can get to keep yourself warm out there, especially. You're going to need it. And these feel like temperatures are still going to exist even into Friday, struggling to get above freezing. They're 31 in Muncie, 31 in Marion. So going to be very cold out there, but snow still the big weather maker across most of our region. Precision cast tonight here showing mostly cloudy skies with those snow showers throughout the region, moving and especially increasing in intensity and significance as we head into those morning hours here. Thursday, 6 a.m. here, going to see those snow showers increasing those much darker blue colors indicating much heavier snow showers. We're going to get a little bit of a break into the lunchtime hour and then much heavier snow moving in Thursday afternoon, 2, 3, 4 o'clock here. All snow across all of central Indiana, which is really going to see most of our accumulations here before we move out of that snow range and see just clouds and rain showers Friday afternoon. Now, like I mentioned here, kind of in the bullseye across east central Indiana, 2 to 4 inches for Muncie and Portland, 1 to 2 inches, especially across most of other parts of central Indiana. But the big story here is those warm ground temperatures going to really make those accumulations much harder to stick on the ground here. So where we're mentioning elevated surfaces, grassy areas, especially those overpasses, going to be much easier to cool and much more likely to see those frosty conditions especially. But we take a look here at our 7-day forecast here. We see snow, especially on Thursday, 60% chance of rain on Friday. Warming up a little bit Saturday and Sunday, 48 and 51, and then rain chances return Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But overall, guys, our first snow of the season, some of our coldest air here in the last 8 or 9 months. Are you guys more snow people, or are you more like warm weather?
I know personally, I despise the snow. So when I saw you talk about snow, I was like, oh boy, we're getting snow in November. This is absolutely ridiculous.
I also agree. I'm more of a summer person myself, but I am excited because that means the holiday seasons are coming up.
That's fair, man.
Yeah, and you can really think of snow a lot of the times as something that's December and January, but a lot of the times we see it much more often in November than we really realize. Especially Muncie and northern cities here in Indiana see a white Thanksgiving almost an equal amount of time as they see a white Christmas, funny enough. So you wouldn't really think of that as kind of that holiday, but we still do see snow sometimes.
For sure, yeah.
Thank you so much, Noah. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Jack Farrar has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Gavin and Andy. Ball State women's volleyball has a bright future led by an emerging star, while a group of women are showing how they can dominate a predominantly male sport. All this and more next in sports.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hate is loud.
It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jack Farrar with sports. With the women's volleyball MAC tournament coming up, Ball State looks to add something new to the trophy case. But one standout freshman has already added some new hardware. Carson Tyler adds to her personal case as she goes home with the spot on the All-MAC team, All-MAC freshman team, and the Freshman of the Year award. The redshirt freshman earns the honors after leading the MAC in total kills with 211 kills and double-digit kills in 14 of the 18 league matches. The Ball State women's volleyball team took the court for their final home game of the season against Western Michigan. NewsLink's Jalen McKissick heads the word then to see that even a loss can have a positive impact.
Senior night, a night where players are recognized for all their achievements on the court and in the classroom. Even though the team lost this match, head coach Kelly Miller-Phillips believes that the team kept their composure throughout the contest.
Their ability to, use emotion in a positive way. And so, of course, there's going to be emotion when it's senior night, just like there's going to be emotion in the MAC tournament, just like there's emotion with anything that matters. And I think our group does a good job of having maturity about that.
Senior middle hitter Ayinde Smith has only been at Ball State for this season. However, she believes that her time here has helped her improve as a player.
I definitely developed greatly defensively as a player. Shout out to Tucker. I think I've definitely maximized my opportunities here defensively for sure.
Playing 4 years at Townsend University, Smith believes she could share her experiences with her teammates to help them along their journey.
Looking at the younger girls as if they were me when I was younger and what I would have always wanted as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and just kind of giving that motherly role to the girls.
With the MAC tournament right around the corner, Coach Phillips believes that this loss will help the team in the long run as the team gets ready for tournament play.
We played well. There was just a couple laws that we just gave up too many runs of points. I do think, in the bigger picture, it is going to be a good test. It is going to be a helpful match.
The Ball State women's volleyball team will play number 6 Toledo November 22nd at 6:30 p.m. for the first round of the MAC tournament. In Muncie, Jalen McKissick, NewsLink, Indiana.
To send it to the mats, one high school is writing their own history as they keep growing. NewsLink Indiana's Emma Basinger climbed to the ring for more.
We're thrilled to get as many reps in as we can, and then we're going on having a good weekend, all right?
History is being made on the mats this season for the girls at Daleville High School. For many years, wrestling was thought of as a male-dominated sport, but that image is changing rapidly as these female athletes are taking the sport to the next level. For sophomore Reagan Jackson, girls wrestling gives her a new sense of comfort.
For me, it means a lot to me because when I first started, I wrestled boys, and it wasn't always the most comfortable experience.
With girls wrestling being the fastest growing sport in the nation, Daleville has more than doubled their female wrestlers from last season to now. This season is just getting started, and the team is setting ambitious goals.
I want to watch these girls grow and prosper into a great life. Wrestling is such a demanding sport mentally and physically that it pressures you into doing things that make you uncomfortable. And wrestling's great at making that comfortable.
From takedowns to triumphs, these young athletes are proving that wrestling is just as much a girls' sport as anyone's. From the endless support given by their coaches and teammates, these girls are part of more than just a sport, they're a part of a family.
The girls and coaches, win or lose, Dalton doesn't turn his back to me, and there's always something to improve, and the girls are just like my family.
With friendship, passion, and a love for the sport, these wrestlers are showing that strength has no gender. As the season begins to unfold, they're ready to take their mark one takedown at a time. In Daleville, Emma Basinger, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more, go to ballstatedaily.com. And guys, it's really cool to see someone from Ball State like Carson Tyler kind of sweep all those freshman awards. It's cool to see that Ball State has a bright future.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of seen that over the past couple of weeks where it's been a lot of different representatives from Ball State being able to get those awards to kind of show what Ball State is all about.
Absolutely.
And it's also cool to think that, with this future and everything, they have a good future lined up, but they also have a good team to make a deep run in this MAC tournament, which is what we just heard.
Sure.
I think we have a lot of people that can help this team come together and make it run.
I feel like this team is definitely going to go far. I mean, we've already seen it through this story and everything else, so I can't wait to see what Ball State volleyball women's team has to offer.
Yeah, I think it's really cool not only to see the individual awards that you're able to see, but it's a team game most of the time for things, especially with volleyball and football and all these sorts of things. So I think it's really cool to kind of see that.
Agreed.
Well, thank you so much, Jack. A classic item is back at McDonald's. Find out what will be making its return.
And one final look at your weather.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tis the season for mistletoe, Yule log, sugar plums, and pork. McDonald's is bringing back its McRib sandwich just in time for the holidays. Starting December 3rd, your local Mickey D's will be serving up the cult favorite. But that's not all. If you love the smoky flavor, McDonald's is also selling its McRib sauce in half-gallon jugs. You'll be able to get them starting next Monday at wholelotofmcribsauce.com. McDonald's says they'll cost $20, but it's still not known how much they'll charge for shipping.
A Rene Magritte painting sold for a record-breaking $121 million at a Christie's New York auction yesterday. The 1954 painting is part of the Empire of Light collection by the surrealist artist. It depicts an eerily lit streetscape and is one of the largest paintings in a 27-work succession Magritte did over a 15-year period. The canvas was expected to fetch $95 million, but ended up surpassing the auction record for Magritte's works. It was previously owned by late American interior designer Mika Erdogan and was described as the crown jewel of her extensive art collection. So some really cool stuff. Obviously, we talked about McRib coming back, talking about some arts, but it's freezing outside. Hate it. Hate the cold. It's terrible.
So yeah, guys, it's really going to get really the coldest weather we've seen probably 8 or 9 months here, especially over the next 48 hours here.
Yeah.
We're talking wind chills values 25 degrees out there, so definitely going to be pretty miserable out there if you're walking to class tomorrow and even Friday. But luckily, though, we see temperatures warm up Friday, back to just rain, 41 degrees. Saturday, 48 degrees for that final tailgate here, going to be a little bit better than what we're seeing Thursday. Sunday, see a little bit of sunshine, 51 degrees especially. Rain chances return Monday, 30% chance, but much warmer, 53 degrees. Tuesday, back down a little bit, 40 degrees. Finally see some sunshine there, especially as we head into next work week, but rain chances return once again Wednesday. So overall, a little bit of a mixed bag. It's kind of a temperature roller coaster, and especially a weather roller coaster. So I'm really going to look forward to the winter weather, especially for me. You know, I love snow.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how it accumulates and how it looks, makes campus look pretty tomorrow. What do you guys think?
I have a question. Do you think we'll ever see the 60s ever again in November?
Sadly, I think the 60s have retired for the
Dang
year.
it.
So.
Well, thank you so much, Noah. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page and YouTube channel.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.